So hi guys, so are you talking about me? So,
And that we're
Yeah,
talking about both David simultaneously.
yeah, yeah. David Ellams,
uh,
sorry. Yeah, I was actually confused that I lost keeping track of so many Davids.
do you want me to speak now? Sorry.
Yes, you and Kevin,
Oh, okay.
and I'm not
Just,
like, I don't
just doing
know
my yoga.
who. You're all super connected.
Oh, yeah. all super connected, I guess, some level. Hi everyone. Yeah, I was just jumping in just doing my yoga routine. So I'm a bit tired, haven't slept for a while. Yeah, good to see you all. And I wasn't actually planning on talking really. So I guess did you want what just is it like a check-in or an update or something from me, or I
Right
wasn't really
now, it's
sure.
whatever you want it to be, actually.
Okay.
But we were trying to go into the new Earth and what that means to you. And since you're kind of like the specialist on it.
Oh, well, it was. No, I think that we all are. We just got to remember our own inner teachings and wisdom and
VR
gifts to the world.
specialist, VR and
David,
API.
David, you're a planetary nomad, and you have this
Yeah.
great story, especially your experience in Bali about being a digital nomad or a new Earth nomad, maybe new to Earth nomad, and I would love to see, hear some of that aspect of what you see the new Earth looking like. That would be beautiful.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's time. Like I just to say, I really feel like March equinox this year that something big's gonna happen. I feel it's gonna be a big shift. Like it's the first spring, the first equinox of the new golden age. And the other day, I watched a film. Was it Bird on the Wire or something? It's an old film with Mel Gibson in it, and the opening song was the Age of Aquarius song. I was like, huh, interesting. It's like guided to just watch this film, so it's like another like sign saying, we're really going into it now. And yeah, like well, the new Earth is kind of like what I saw. It's kind of all tied into my downloads and my mission, like with our world. Like that's what I saw in my downloads. I just saw just plug my phone in. It's gonna die in a minute. I just saw like how we just unite the whole world together and just like just help mind everyone with superheroes. So the Justice League Academy and our world are like superhero training platforms, and I just see like the Earth, the globe, and I just see lots of gold and rainbows, like and connecting everyone, and then remembering how powerful we all are, and then basically become superhumans again, and we can start flying around and get all our galactic powers restored again that we used to have before we came here. Because galactic humans, the extraterrestrials, they can fly, teleport, biolocate, and a lot of yogis and masters can do that already now. We just don't see it on the 9 o'clock news. It's not the kind of thing they kind of show these days. Quite the opposite. So it's not crazy. When I talk about the Superman thing and just the Academy and that, people sometimes think I'm crazy, but I think you guys are kind of on the same page. You understand we are all superheroes, and we've just forgotten who we are. I mean, we've forgotten how powerful we are. And even my off days, I forget who I am. I go back into my Clark Kent mode, and I forget, like, I go look in my Dave and I forget who I am. Like, and when I had the last 8.5 hour call with Mark Ragan, my record for me, that's just like a really short call for Mark, but like for me it was a marathon. That's my sleep I'm supposed to get. And yeah, that just helps remind me like who I am really. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I see. The new Earth. It's just us remembering who we are. We're all infinite, powerful beings. We all used to have these powers. You probably know, like before our DNA got altered, we used to all have our Charles Shannon's DNA activated, and we could have all these superpowers. And it's just been deprogrammed out of us, like genetically, but also all the programming all the time. And that's what I see our world and just the Academy. I call it the antivirus. That's one of the things I thought. I've got anti-brainwashing and the antivirus. And unfortunately, to create the antivirus, like the film, I had to inject myself with the virus, like we all did. We had to infect ourselves with the virus, so then we can create the antibodies, the antivirus in our bodies, and then we can then I translate that into technology, and that's what our world is. It's basically the antidote to the madness. That's why I call it a ascension training platform or superhero training platform, and it's basically to unwind all this hundreds of thousands of years of conditioning and programming. And remember, we're all superheroes. That's why in the game you level up karma and you unlock superpowers, and you slowly get different abilities like flying and telekinesis. It's like incentive to carry on the quest and do the yoga meditation. And more yoga classes you go to, the more parks, more you get to nature, the more you level up, and the more you become a superhero. So it's just we're getting back into nature and into spiritual practices in a gamified way, and then yeah, we can all be superheroes. So yeah, I don't know. Was that kind of answer you wanted? I wasn't sure since I've struggled to stay on
No,
topic.
beautiful. And
That
I
what-
especially like, I really like your example at the end, especially. And I would love to hear a few more of those kind of examples of what these, meetings, or like how that ascension training platform basically works in different ways. I mean, getting into nature, and like we've talked about a few examples, I think, but yeah, like whatever comes to mind would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm not because some new people here. I guess I think I said it quite a few times before. It's just about like it's like turns everyone into light workers. That's like phase one. Like before they become superheroes, just turn them into light workers. So they go into parks and they like build mandalas and they start doing yoga and then do meditation and yoga without calling it meditation or yoga. It's to get people off games like World of Warcraft and GTA and Call of Duty, all these violent games that all the kids are learning, conditioning them, getting the wrong life lessons. So it's kind of to teach them the right life lessons and get him to build the leadership and team building skills and get fresh air in nature and sunshine, and get them doing like I said, building mandalas in parks and doing light work and sending love and light to people who look sad, and you gain karma when they look sad. That's where the biofeedback Mohan's building. I saw that in my visions like years and years ago. So I've already been designing the game around that for years. I used the hardware to feed those emotions into the game, and because your emotions affect the weather in the game, but in real life as well, because it's a real-time simulation. So it's like it's teaching people about how the universe really works. But beginning with, it looks like just a fun fantasy game, just like anything else. But later on, when you get to the higher levels, at level 33, you unlock the Temple of Truth. You go into the Temple of Truth, and you discover that everything you've been playing and learning is actually the truth of the reality. And then you learn about the whole program, and you learn about how we've been suckered into everything. It's a disclosure as well. Like Chris Larkham said when he was in Bali, he's going, it's disclosure. One of our crazy medicine journeys he went on there. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's unlocking them slowly bit by bit, but you can't just push it on and start away. You can't get kids doing meditation or yoga or read a book, so you got to do it in a gentle way, for a gamified way, and do it in fun little games in it, and it slowly turn them into that. So you have commands like I call light to myself now, and it's voice activated, and that will call a white. It's like a visualization. You know when you call light to yourself and you ground yourself into Gaia, and you visualize a column of light coming down and your pillar of light, and we've got to use imagination. That's how meditation works. It's all your power of the mind, imagination. Well, I'm using my imagination to actually code that into the game. So you actually visualize that. So when you call light to yourself, if I call light to myself and you do like a hand gesture, then you actually get a column of light around your avatar. A beam of light comes down, and you call golden rain shower to yourself in high angelic realms, and you get the golden rain shower in the game. It renders. So it's helping people build imagination, like training wheels, basically, for meditating. People can't imagination. The imagination's been shut down. All the programming, it unlocks it by rendering the imagination for them, by translating the star-seed imagination that we all have, which is infinite and untapped. We put that into the game, and then it helps all the people who aren't awake yet to help open up their imagination. And so then when they start going through it in the game, and eventually they start doing it themselves. And we don't call it meditation, we just call it spells or power or powers. You know, I'm going to activate the pillar light spell, and like Final Fantasy VII, I'm just going to call light down, you know, call the dragons down to assist me in this battle I'm fighting, you know, against these zombies or whatever. But it's all doing. So when I say I call light to myself or ground myself into the heart of Gaia now, there are commands in the game. So they're actually doing that in real life. The real body is actually experiencing that energy because the universe responds to what your intentions are in your voice. But do you see what I mean? It's a clever way of getting them to do meditation without calling it meditation. And then it's training wheels, and eventually you learn later on in the game that actually everything you've been doing is real meditation, and it's actually helping you. And when you ascend to a certain level, when you can handle that level of knowledge. I've not shared that part before, so it's good to thank you for giving the space, because every time I talk a little bit more, I share, because it's an infinite game. It's massive. It will take me like 2 years of talking continuously to share everything I have in my head about it. It's massive, but every now and then I give you little bite-sized chunks so you can go and have a little nibble on that, and then get a little taste like Marcus now. I can have my
Quick
apple
question,
too.
David.
So yeah.
And would you consider yourself a modern nomad? And what is that to you? Like, what is a modern nomad, and would you consider yourself one? And then what would you consider to new nomads? What would you recommend? Sorry, what would you recommend to new nomads?
Yeah, I'm not really, it's not really my expert domain, but I guess I just have my experience of, like I said, of when I was traveling around Bali and in India, and I started my traveling quite late, and I love it now, and I loved the last from 2017 to 19, like 3 years in Bali mostly, and I was just traveling around, and it's great, because one thing I got out of that was learning to be in the now, and realize I didn't need all my possessions. I didn't need all this crap. I didn't need a house full of junk, and all my stuff's been in storage for like a year. Like, bless Kish, I don't, some of you know Kish, and he's still got my stuff in a garage in London. I owe him like nearly $2,000 now in storage. So when I get funding, I've got to pay him back. But then I learned, like, I didn't need my things. I was never materialistic anyway, because old souls like us, we don't really have attachment to items. But then there's some things I really don't really need, and all I had is my suitcase and my laptop and my phone, and that's it. And like Chris, who I was kind of like in Bali with as well, and he helped me refine it even more. And I mean, Chris had it was great. I love Chris, and I'm going to hope to talk to him soon. And it's just like getting lighter and lighter and lighter, and the more possessions you let go of, and the lighter you can travel, the lighter your being is, the more attachment, less attachment you have to items, and you can just travel more free. And I felt so liberated, like letting go of my stuff. And I had a lot of panic attacks, anxiety when I first had that, because I thought all my stuff was going to be sold or thrown in the street, because I couldn't pay cash. And I let go of it mentally. And when I let go of it mentally, I thought, wow, I let it all go. My mind was so much freer when I finally detached from my past. Letting go of your past. And that's been the theme for me the last 2 years, is letting go of everything, and like, and surrendering completely, and just being in the now, and just trust the universe is going to provide everything you need in a timeless state, like in the now. And it just felt so free, just traveling around Bali, just like I haven't quite got to the backpack level yet. Like that's where I want to get to. So just, or even just not in a backpack, just carrying a laptop under my hand. That's one thing I can't get rid of, is my laptop, because that's my mission. But you know, like, but I learned now. I used to be so proud, like, because the label of autism, I used to be like, I need this and this, I need these supplements, I need that, and I used to get anxiety when I didn't have my OCDs to kick in. I need all these things, and then I learned that I don't need half the stuff I thought I needed. Like, and that's what my mission. That's what my the lesson the universe is trying to teach me, was the nomad mission. I guess like most nomads go through it, or it's just like there wasn't a conscious decision to do that. It just kind of happened. You know how the universe sets things up, and then you kind of got stuck in Bali with no money, and then I couldn't pay for things, and then I had to let things go, and more, and then just like I lost things, and things broke, and I just realized I didn't need to replace it, and I got like, again, it taught me non-attachment, and I just get anxiety when I lose things, and now I'm like, oh well, it's just another material thing. If I need something new, the universe will bring me again. If I need something, like right now, I haven't got a laptop because it broke. It literally broke the day I got back to the UK, because I didn't need it anymore, because then I had my PC. No, I didn't have a PC. I had my friends. I used other people's stuff until I got my own place, and I got my PC. And this is what I mean. Like, I don't need to worry about things breaking or not having your items, because whatever you need for your mission, the universe will provide for you in the now. So like, it just helped me completely detach from all my material possessions. So yeah, that's my experience of a nomad. If that helps, kind of thing. I guess that's quite similar to most people. And it's just about freedom for me, freedom and freedom and liberty and liberation. Yeah, and letting go of the past. So.
Such amazing answers, everyone. Like totally agree with that, David. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, guys.
Yeah, amazing. Kevin?
David, quick question.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
David, You recently, I think it was last night or this morning, you did a developer update on Oasis. What's the current status of your projects, whether it's Oasis or Star or anything else? What is closest to current functionality? What can we play with right now if we want to?
Yeah, good
David,
question.
David Boville was just asking us about that yesterday.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, well, there's well, it's interesting because I released the Oasis API last October, the alpha of it, and that basically had the avatar karma system and the single sign-on. Yeah, thanks, Kevin, the SSO, and so that's there now. I released it last October. I got to fix a bug actually because I had a bit, not stressed, but I had a little bit of a because basically I had to stop working on Star Decay just to check it was still working, and it works locally, but there's some deployment issues, so I've got to fix this bug. I had some weird thing with JSON tokens. I won't go into details. It could have been sabotaged again, like most things are, because you know how technology is so brittle in 3D. I can't stand 3D technology because you build it, you release it, and it's all working fine, and then you don't change any code, nothing, and then suddenly you come back to it and it's broken, and you're like, you know, how can it break when I haven't even touched it? And this is like what it's like. I'm just like, me and Chris is going to slowly, and the rest of us are slowly replacing all this technology. For now, I've still got to build on top of this archaic 3D crap. Basically, that's what it is. But we've got to make use of the tools we've got. But eventually, we're going to slowly replace it all, and then things won't keep breaking. It's so brittle. So once that's fixed, then that's there to use. So hopefully tomorrow I can get that fixed. And then
you're pulling from other repos like Unity API, right?
Well, that one is just that's my own like Oasis API that I kind of wrote it all from the ground up. So that's just like the avatar karma system. So the avatar is your user account, your single sign-on. Your log on is your avatar, and then that can be used on any website or app or game because it plugs into Unity as well. Because I wrote HoloNet, so that's usable as well. That connects Holochain to .NET and Unity. That was released 2 years ago, but no one used it. I think I did all this work, and then because problem is I'm not very good at marketing or selling things, and I've got to create an NuGet package, which is a package manager for .NET. That's one of my tasks I'm going to do probably in a week or so. But then I did that, and then now I'm upgrading to RSM, the new Holochain version. But I'm blocked on that because I'm waiting for Holochain to come back to me. It's more complex now. It uses message pack. It's like a encryption basically. So it's binary rather than JSON RPC. So I've got to I reverse engineered the client for Redux, and that worked fine in Bali. That wasn't too complicated, but the one for RSM is a bit more complicated because they encode it 3 times. I won't go too far into that, but basically I'm waiting for the Holochain to get back to me because I can't do anything more with the RSM HoloNet until I get some help with that. I'm
just thinking that just something that comes to mind is like if someone else is updating their repo or their packages or the libraries or something like that, is that going to affect your build and break it?
No, it's all completely standalone. That's why everything's completely
okay,
rolled myself. Like that's why I was saying to Mark the other day, I don't copy other people. I write everything from the ground up myself. Like I'm right brain. When I code, I just completely just channel it completely what I need to build, and just comes out of me. Like sometimes I do use libraries. Obviously, I don't reinvent the wheel, but because just like Holochain and Scepter, I'm building things that are so like ahead of its time. Like there's no one else like bits I can use. I just had to build it all myself because there's nothing else out there. So I'm building the stuff for other people to use. So it's kind of long takes longer, but it will pay off in long term. But now the Star and the Star of Decay, which is my masterpiece, that's my heart of the races, and that's the superstar part. And it's called Star for a reason. Like Eunice gave me that like that was done in last September. I think I said in the last call, like I finished the Redux version for Holochain, and there's a .NET HDK which evolved into the Star ODK, and I was about to release it in September, and that dynamic generates Rust and C# code from celestial body DNA templates. You give it a template of the celestial body, which is a moon or planet you want to create, and Star creates the Rust and C# code. So it creates the Rust code, which is the data access layer, and the C# code, which is the business logic layer. So makes basically productivity in Holochain massively quicker, and you can debug the application. You don't have to worry about the low-level networks code for Rust or Holochain. It wraps around it, and that's the first use case of the Oasis API. Really starting to show the power of it. And then I had to shelf it because then going, oh, by the way, RSM's coming out now. I was like, oh, I should have released it. I should have just carried on with it. Yunus told me I should have just released it. But I'm a perfectionist. I was like, oh, I can't release it without RSM support. So then that's what I'm working on now, is adding RSM support. And I'm also, it's improved massively because now we integrated the Oasis API. And now I just had another call when I was saying the first use case is like .NET HDK and also integrating Holochain with Seeds. So you know the Seeds ecosystem, because Seeds runs on Telos, EOS, IO. So I'm because I refactored it and improved it. Now it's not tightly coupled to Holochain. Now it can dynamically generate code for any OSS provider. So any app can run natively across any network. So it can generate Ethereum, smart contracts, EOS, smart contract, Holochain, Rust code. So then you just have your very simple high-level abstraction API. Just so I want to build an object, an app with these objects in it, or these holons. You define holons. You define zones and holons inside the zones, and you say I want this DNA's got these zones, inside the zones are these holons, and then generates all the CRUD operations for them, which is create, read, update, delete, list, for every OSS provider for Holochain, EOS, IO, and that allows them all to talk natively. This is where the power is. This is the vision I've been banging on for years. When I get this done, everyone's going, aha, now I see what you've been rambling on about, David, because most people don't get what the power of it. If they can see what I can see, they'll get so excited. I would have given me billions by now to build it, because it changes everything. It's no more silos. This completely destroys silos once and for all, permanently, because once you build Oasis application, it's future-proof. So RSM 2 comes out, Ethereum 2 comes out, doesn't matter, new network comes out. You do never have to port your code or refactor it ever again, because Oasis automatically handles that for you. Your Oasis code stays exactly the same because it's a higher level abstraction API over top of it. Do you see what I mean? Because you're a programmer, you know what I mean? It's a higher level on top of it. You don't need to go down and learn a new technology. You don't have to learn a new stack. You don't have to port it. You don't have all these brittle APIs and things breaking and Holochain pulling the rug out from you every 5 minutes. I love Holochain, but man, I made my life 10 times harder than it needs to be. Every time I do something, they go, I'm about to release something. Did it with Holonet as well. I go, oh, we're going to change the Nix OS. Now my Windows binaries don't work anymore. So half the Holonet broke, because I could also start shutdowns. I could talk to the conductors. I could start and shut down a conductor, and I couldn't do that anymore. But I like a challenge, so it's cool. But anyway, that's real. When Star comes out, it's going to be it's going to help explain everything. You're going to have to. This is what the universe gives. Look, the universe gives me these things. It just like, this is my Christmas decorations, and the cat tore this off, and I keep getting this shooting star. It looks like a shooting star. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm just a bit rusty, and I really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to try to extract a little bit of, you know, those golden nuggets to form a better comprehension of what you're doing without having all that like directly in front of us and put into layman terms. Just one more real quick question. Are you only using JSON for your resolver?
Say again, that broke up. Was it?
Is JSON your only resolver?
Oh, no. Well, for Holonet, Holonet was JSON RPC 2.0, and now it's going to be, because it works on new conductor message pack, which is basically compresses it into like a binary. And the current OSS API is REST. It's a RESTful service, REST, like a HTTP REST service. But in the next month or two, I'm going to release a gRPC, which is a Google RPC, and that's 7 times faster than REST. And .NET 5 has come out, and I've upgraded it into .NET 5. That has massive. You look at the latest blog post on our world page. I've released it a few days ago. It's like something's 7 times faster. Like they made it like 30% faster. WebSockets in Linux, they've done those improvements. And a .NET gRPC is the fastest one. I think it's on par with Rust. Rust and .NET are the fastest. C# and Rust are the fastest. And they're like massively. It's got benchmarks. You have to check it out. That's why I love .NET. And I was guided that .NET is going to be like, it's really massive. It's going to keep growing and getting more and more powerful. And I'm going to put in the quick protocol, quantum level encryption, streaming service support, which is for Richard. It's one of our co-creators, and So like, it's tons of stuff coming, and they're all quick wins for me. I can implement some of these things in like a couple of days. Like, but right now, the universe keeps telling me, don't get distracted, focus on star. You've got to get star done. So once star's done, then I can do some quick wins on these other stuff. So
Yeah, please focus on your priorities. Please.
Very excited. It's going to be very excited. Like by March equinox, April time, like the spring, that's when you'll see. And and HoloWeb as well. I just plugged in Neo4j support, so it's got semantic graph DB support ready to plug into Chris's HoloWeb, because he uses semantic graphs. And yeah, and I'm working on Cypher. It's got basically Neo uses Cypher graphing API, and Gremlin graphing API support as well. I'm adding in, because this is I'm a CTO, so I got a lot of tech spikes. So this is what sometimes slows me down. Sometimes you don't see me checking in code. I'm still working. I'm just doing R&D. I'm doing R&D, learning Cypher, learning Neo, learning Mongo, because being an integration master, which is my job is to integrate everything. I have to learn every single stack and technology. It takes time and integrate every community, but I'm doing it so no one else has to. So once I've done all it, the Oasis shields all that lower level plumbing away from everyone. And that's the power of the Oasis. But to build it takes a lot of time, because you got to learn every single tech stacks. And
Right.
yeah, you should see, like, you see how many tabs I've got open. When I can't sleep at night, I'm just on Google, like reading tech, like the latest like tech stuff, and it's just so much. You know how much tech there's out there. It's like forever growing, like a tree. Like yeah, I love it though, but it's just sometimes I don't get a lot of coding done. I do code, but just sometimes a lot of reading as well to learn.
I wonder if you came across.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for
thank
asking the questions, Nate. And I know this has gone down a little tech rabbit hole, but I really love doing that. And I just wanted to know, we didn't talk about this on our call the other day. Did you catch the relationship announced between Elrond and Hello back in 2019? I think it was June 2019.
Yeah. And that's my to-do list. But yeah, Alron's definitely on my hit list to integrate. Yeah, after I saw that, I did that. That's what I was talking about. That's exactly example, Mark. Is that I hear about another blockchain or something that's big, and or Hive I heard from the seas. I go, okay, that makes it onto the list. Well, you look on GitHub, it's a massive list of stuff.
When you look at Elrond, read the Medium article that they announced the relationship with Holo, and that's what affected RSM. It came actually out of Elrond. That's what changed the core to RSM, because Elrond figured a way how to scale blockchain. And that's why they included it in RSM, so that now you have Art Brock talking about, we can even run blockchain faster than blockchain. And so it's a new way of doing it. And they have the same inner core model. So that RSM ended up being, or very close to it.
So that's why then, yeah. So I try to read as much as I can, but sometimes there's some slips through the net. I saw the announcement, but I think I was like, you probably have to read lists. Right. I have tons of notepad files, tons of tabs, and I was going to come back to that. And sometimes I think I don't get time, and sometimes I just got to start coding. I can't read everything.
Yeah, no worries.
but Albon's definitely on the list, and that's what I was just on the closing. Like I got this in yoga. This is what I'm announcing. It's going to be called Anorak's Challenge, because Anorak is James Halliday, you know, my avatar. And Anorak's Challenge is Anorak's invitation is I want everyone to come and join, because it's open source, and I want everyone to like basically bring the best to the party. Bring your technology, like Ethereum, EOS, IO. I want developers who are experts in their domains to come and bring in the best bits, because the Oasis, it takes the best bits of every technology. So I've already built quite a lot of it, but I can't do it all. I'm creating the architecture, so I'm only building a few example. What I'm building is just example providers, but most of the world is going to build the rest of it. Like I'm building the structure and architect, and everyone else builds the content. But I want everyone to bring the best bits.
David, I actually want to hear more about it. I really do. Right now, I want to hear more about it. But Denise just wants to say goodbye.
Okay, yeah.
But then, please, same intensity. Just keep remember that intensity where you were at. Like, try to go from there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Denise just needs to say goodbye.
I utterly love it. I love the conversation. I love that you guys are having a conversation. That I also heard that too, because I love hearing the tech and the depth of it. But I was asking the questions about the new Earth Nomad, and one of our nomads says, I want to talk to you now, and only has a few minutes right now. So I'm going to go talk to Jeannie about her nomadic experience. And please, everyone, fill out the form in the Telegram group, send it around. Well, don't send it around to your friends yet without asking. I'm going to probably update the form, and I need to make sure that I do get all the domains necessary before it goes public or anything, and not that I make sure it doesn't get too big. So thank you for your replies. Really great conversation. And Mark, I hope that I can have a copy of this pretty soon, so I can just will really listen to this and comb through it and you know, get everyone's information, because I didn't hear Lyra directly, for instance, and I want to get her information as well. So thank you all, and have a good night, and enjoy the tech talk. Looking forward to hearing more of that too. Take care.
Great. Thanks,
Night.
Denise.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you. Bye.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just finishing anyway. I was just wrapping. That's we're wrapping up. I was just
say something.
that's just the final thing. I was just saying the races takes the best of everything, because that's the power. And very much when you check out the article, the power of the races API is a PDF. I think I'll share it on here in a minute. Like, there's a little bullet point list, and I say on there, it's basically like in life, like no one's got good at everything. It's the same technology. Holochain is great at loads of things, but some other blockchains are better at other things, like global consensus, and everything has a use case, you know, the right tool for the job. So that's what the Oasis vision is. It's taking the best bits of every bit and integrating into one God API, the God protocol, whatever you can call it, and then it harnesses the best bits of all of them, and then the API money uses. It hides it away for you. So you just focus on the business logic. You don't have to worry about what technology do I need to use, what block stack do you need, what API do I need to use. Oasis manages it for you. It makes it so simple. You just focus on your idea, on your imagination, and the Oasis deals with the lower level part. And it automatically will switch to the fastest node in your area. It'll fault tolerant, like load balance across the internet. It'll use the right blockchain or API for what you're trying to do. It has massive contingency, like failover. So basically, it's just like the power of unity consciousness. You know, it's the power of unity. It's like not trying to compete. It just integrates everything. It integrates the entire internet into one API. I know it's hard to get people's heads around because it's so big, the vision. But when you see Ready Player One, you see what I mean. That's the UI layer on top of it. But to build a UI, I need to build a data stack. And this is the data stack. This is what powers the Oasis. This is why it's called Oasis API. You know, it's kind of the clues in the title, I guess. So that helps sense. That makes sense to vision. So that's why I'm going to do video soon with AnnoX Challenge, and I'm going to invite all developers to come and bring your best to the party. Basically, bring your best piece to the party. Bring your favorite technology, your best stack, your best API, your best blockchain, and let's integrate the best bits of that into the races. That's the vision. You understand? Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And and there's an interesting component if. With all of these different stacks, right, and the different functions, like I like the idea of the scraper function, right, for scraping the social media networks. So there's so much content there, right, and how does it translate into our world?
Well, from all the Facebook, the existing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing me and Chris are going to working on. That's what I mean. We both got like I'll talk about that as well. But I want to create like an import routine kind of thing. I just want to, like I said, scrape. Just want to suck all the data out of existing stuff. Like, luckily, this Facebook did provide an export option. So you export your file. So basically, there's been an import routine to import that directly into the Oasis.
That's right.
Then you get all that data.
Well, I think Harlan and Adam worked on some of this with on their core .network architecture. So we might bring them into the picture. That meeting that you, Chris, and I, and maybe bring in Harlan. That would be an interesting addition to the dialogue.
Yeah, because me and Kevin are going to have a call with those guys soon. Because I told you before, I connected to them last year in December. Yeah. And then we were going to have a call when I was going to, me and Harlan were going to show each other our tech. Show me yours, I show you mine, kind of thing. Yeah. And we're going to, and I know that's such a core part. You're right about that, because he showed me, Adam showed me this video. You've probably seen it as well. He showed me like and it was like the sun. It was the sun, the star. It was the UI,
There
the
you go.
star of decay. I know it was. It's the
Right
sun.
there.
That's what I saw in my vision when I started building the star in last August in Lionsgate 8.8, downloading my bath and meditating my crystals. I saw the sun and the planets orbiting. I saw core network and HoloWeb and the orbits. But I saw the code. I saw the backend code. I saw the Oasis code that feeds into the UI. Yep. And that's what I'm building. That's what star of decay is. So I have planets, moons, celestial bodies, DNA, holons, and zones. So it basically merges HoloWeb and HoloChain and core network. That is what it is. That's what I'm building. I'm building the synergy of those three.
Yep.
So I got a missing piece. And most of them don't even realize it yet. They don't even realize that this is the bit they've all been looking for. Because I'm late to the party and I'm like smaller little voice. But that's why I need you guys to help me get the message, because this is such a core part. Like this is the bit that brings it all together. The Oasis is what joins it all together. And
or is this the great secret?
Yeah, I guess so. Like I'm like, my gene key's got invisibility. That's what sometimes I think invisibility is. I've just been invisible for 8 years. I've just been, not on purpose. I did try, but I think I was meant to be invisible. I don't know why. It's just forces of solitude I've been on.
That's right.
So it's been my soul path. That's the Mark the other day about. But I think it's time for me to come out of hiding. It's time for me, Superman, to emerge from Clark Kent to Superman. And to like bring it all together, I think, and I think it's time very soon. That's what the universe keeps telling me. I've got to release Star. I have to release a prototype, the MVP of Star. Once the Star of Decay is released, that's when everything opens up. That's when everyone comes and joins the party. But I have to release it first, because as you know, like talking about it, and you know, I've got a massive code base. You can see I'm working on it, but I have to release a working prototype. You have to see Star doing this cool stuff, and then.
Are you saying that Superman lives?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Soon he'll be in the sky soon. Maybe early March equinox is the next possible timeline, or summer solstice. We'll see. That's why I've got a release date of March equinox. I'm trying to do it by March equinox. No promises because of my health and time constraints, but yeah, hopefully can do that. And then HoloWeb, I've got a call with Chris soon. We've been waiting weeks to talk because of our health. It's all been delayed. But like Chris, I'll just close one bit. Like Chris has, like a Taurus. Do you have a Taurus? Imagine a Taurus. That's what I see. So Star and HoloWeb are the center of the Taurus. The bottom of the Taurus is the Oasis API, which is feeding in the whole internet, all data for all the internet, all the providers, all the databases, all the networks, all the APIs, all the blockchains, all the holochains, all the clouds. Everything is feeding into Star, which aggregates the data, and then that feeds that into the HoloWeb. And the HoloWeb sense making on it. Sense makes on it and visualizes it in Chris's cyber UI, and then that integrates and ties into core networks UI of the star as well. The orbits, it's for instance, we're all building orbiting solar system, and then on top of that sits our world, and then our world is like the 3D map, or what they call New Earth. Chris called New Earth is our world, and then on top of that, eventually, then that then expands into the multiverse, which is called the Oasis, and then that's where CivX and Game of Seeds, Game of Now, Togetherland, Exagame, all of them are being inside this whole multiverse or Magicverse. I like Lumi's name. Magicverse is what resonates more inside the Magicverse, and that Magicverse is the Oasis, what you see in Ready Player One. So this is history in the making. I know it sounds crazy and I'm not rambling on, but one day there'll be a film made about this and books written about this. This we started in history lessons. Like
yeah, but Magicverse does sound really nice.
On the Earth, and then I realized that we weren't crazy, like you know, and that's the whole superhero journey kind of thing, is how we don't give up, like no matter how hard it's been, especially like me and Chris with our health problems and everything that's been thrown at us, and we just had to keep going, and like over half the mission isn't the technology, it's how it was created, it's how we created it all, like in insane conditions and insane against all odds. And mission impossible basically, and we still kept doing it. And somehow HoloWeb and the Oasis and emerged out of this chaos, out of this war zone. And I don't know how we managed to do what we've done. You know, I think a lot of us can share that kind of thing of what we've been through, like being climbing a mountain and being shot at, like I said to Kevin, like being nuked every day, and it's just, and somehow we're still there. We're still like dust settles, and we're still like hanging on to the mountain, and we're still climbing it. I don't know. We just keep going. I think we're very close to the top now. So.
And isn't it fitting that Perseverance just landed on Mars half an hour ago?
Oh, yeah.
Perseverance as an individual, and Perseverance is an individual. You David and anybody else who perseveres through these challenging situations, that is so empowering and so strengthening, and brings that superhero up to the surface that's within every one of us. And so I think that is why we have all experienced such challenges, is to rise above it.
And that's a superhero, that's a superhero training platform of our world, and just the academy and yoga Fortism are all part of the same thing. They're part of the same mission. That's why I keep saying to people they can't be separated, because before I try to get funding, people want to separate them. I say you can't separate them; they're part of the same thing. And like we've got to lead by example. We can't just like turn up flying around and land at 144,000 that we are the superheroes, because we will be doing this. By the way, you might think it's nuts, but we will be in the skies flying not that far away, and we'll freaking land. And then but we can't just go and preach to the masses and go, oh, by the way, just do this. Go, how, what do you know? You know, you're like, you got all these powers. Like, no, we lived with you and we bled with you, and we created the technology, and we created technology in dire circumstances. Like we went through all the same things you went through: poverty, depression, anxiety, attacks, everything. You name it.
What's the challenge?
And that's the superhero, the superhero journey. I'm going to write a book called The Superhero Journey one day, and be films made about it. And that's the biggest part of the mission, isn't the technology, it's how it was made, and to inspire and empower everyone else to be their own superhero and unlock their own inner superhero and their own inner gifts for the world. That's the much bigger than the technology. Technology is just a stepping stone to get there, really, because we are the technology.
Have you watched Krypton, the TV show yet, David?
Okay.
Have you watched Krypton, the TV show yet?
No, that's on my list. I backed it up recently.
You gotta.
I got it. Yeah, and Supergirl I've got to watch as well.
With the characters. Yeah, it's got like 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
I'm a Sagittarius. They talk about Sagittarii in the series, so I wanted to make sure that you have a Sagittarii at your back.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, what is that? Is that an earth sign? Is that an earth sign, Sagittarius? I'm not really. I still got to learn these signs.
Yeah, it's a fire sign. He's the end of fire. Aries are the beginning fire signs, right?
Oh, right.
And Nate's the end fire sign in this astrological cycle. He's the slow burn that comes at the end. That is like the extension of the fire that we're all building here. That's
what my job is, to start the fire. That's why I keep getting like a firelighter, and that's why I'm so intense. I'm sorry, I'm thinking in Vedic I'm air sign or something, and then air is in fire. I'm fire and air, as you can tell. So I'm just this big massive fireball. That's why I'm so intense. My energy is very like fire. I'm literally, I have to just light the fire, just wake people up. I have to be very intense. I have to burn and break through the egos. I literally am. Yeah, it's a big Bible. That's why it's star. You get it, star. Like I'm lighting the star. I'm starting a nuclear reaction. I'm starting a freaking fireball, which is the sun. Because I'm very associated with Ra, the sun god. So so that's why star is very significant. I'm all about fire and sun and stars. So hence
and this is the star of light.
Kevin and I were just talking last night about intense situations and intense passions, and how they can manifest in our social interactions, and that goes right through to
you don't say.
like with the gene keys and the linguistics projects and everything that we're also a part of, directly as well as indirectly. Mark's got that as one of his key pieces that he's bringing to the table. That's just amazing. And I wanted to point that out to you. You're not working for nothing, David. We're all here at your side.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for you all, because this is what's been so healing for me, because I still got struggling with the physical stuff, but my emotional state.
Fuck up, but yeah, we love you. But yeah, we love you. We love you. But yeah, it's enough. But yeah, we love you. But you're amazing. Amazing. But yeah, no, but like, it's like, I know how it is. Like, it really feels like time is just like kind of constricting in a way. And I was just talking about that with a friend, actually, that like in that realm, when you're like opening yourself up to these things that you're seeing, like in your mind, like you're already speaking at a frequency so fast, and you're just trying to get a few things across, right? But then it just, like in our time, you know, in our time, it just really, it takes some, like really like a longer time sometimes than it feels like inside. And but that's just because it's perfect flow, because it's such a great, as you said, like a huge compression, and like what Lumi was talking about, like this compressing this huge thing that you're like holding in your mind into actual words that are linear is just like such a foreign concept to you in general, you know, that like time is just also so warped. And yeah, just wanted to invite you to pass the torch to Kevin and light that fire that you'd started, and keep it going.
Yeah,
thank you very much, guys.
Tom, would you mind speaking up if you're able to, like with your mic? Is it working all right?
I don't think so. But he had a question in the chat. Take a look at, David. And Nate.
Oh, no mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no mic.
Yeah. So like myself, Mark, David, and Tom are all techies. We're all in the same tech Discord chat. So like, guys, get to chatting about tech stuff and specs. Check out the build out draft that I put in there. If you can't find it, let me know. Just ping me and I'll put it in there. That's something we definitely need to get on real soon. Just get the data collected together, and no doubt Mark's going to help bring in whatever we need to get things really seamless, like with the visualization and the mock-ups and everything like that. Check out Descript, which Jeff brought up earlier in the meeting today. That looks freaking phenomenal, and I'm in love with Kumu. That looks like a massive upgrade from Kumu.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. It's been part of another project I've been working on in my head since 1983, and had to wait for technologies. And Descript was one of the key pieces that would really help. It was called a news validation system. So it could take any news feed and in real time start validating it and seeing how accurate it was. And it would eliminate all of the discrepancies, all of the illogics that were part of the story. And it requires a lot of semantics. It requires a lot of interpretation on the fly. And misinterpretation, intentional misinterpretation, omitted time from the sequence, altered time in a sequence, and then my favorite, which was altered importance in a sentence structure. So like I saw once on Fox News where they actually switched the subject for the object of the sentence, turning a victim into a predator, you know, and intentionally, you know, altering the importance in a sentence. So it was designed to help eliminate the need for fake news, right? That we don't have to suffer that. But then Daniel Schmachtenberger comes up with the Consilience project. So I'm just taking all that data and throwing it in with them, because that's what they're doing, is working on how to do sense making and meaning making for all of this content that's out there, and how so much of it is still bogus because it's still based on the patterns of game A and so on. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming out. And yeah, Descript was one of them. Computer vision was another piece that was really needed to analyze. Is that chart really presenting the data, or is that a chart from, you know, 2 years ago? And oh, and is this setting actually what they're talking about? No, that's Florida in 1968. You know, it's being able to discern, you know, the misinformation. But you know, that's just one of the projects I've been working on a long time, kind of like you guys, with things in my head for many years, waiting for the technology to catch up. And I did put, you mentioned Perseverance, you know, on Mars, and just was talking with Evans and Sutherland last night on a call, that they have the data sets coming from that Mars mission, and can then visualize the whole thing. They're already visualizing the most of the universe. It takes a little bit too much to do the Big Bang computer-wise at this point, but they are doing black holes and how they're visualizing those. So there's a lot of really cool stuff happening. And I put, since Perseverance came up, it happens to be my life's work. That's the gift of my life's work, which is Gene Key 38. And the city is honor. And you guys don't see me struggle much, do you? Well, that's the shadow.
No.
That's the shadow of Gene Key 38. So I've kind of resolved that one. That's why I'm here too. So Kev, let's hear from you, buddy.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to talk to you all. Thank you all for being you. And I'm just very excited for this energy and the momentum that's building as we're approaching the new eon. It's very, very exciting, very inspiring. It's an honor to speak with you all. I had posted the answers to those questions, but would you like me to go over that? Is that what I'm speaking about?
You can talk about what the new Earth looks like to you.
Yeah, it's well, you know, it's I'll just read what I said with the statement, just so it's on audio as well. But it's about the rising consciousness, and the upcoming eon is going to produce systems of abundance, harmony, and peace. So the former notion of lack is now no longer applicable. We are, you know, rising the bar from limitation to infinite power. That's what I would say would be my summary for that. As far as the modern nomad, I see it as someone who chooses to vote for a new paradigm through actions, choices, and vibrations that move beyond the current normal distribution curve. You know, the word normal comes from the, you know, geometry, sacred geometry of everything follows a normal distribution. It doesn't matter what you measure, but it's going to follow this normal distribution curve where 60% of the population measured falls within plus or minus 1 standard deviation of the mean. And then, of course, you have the extremity outliers on each side. So it's kind of cool because everything you could conceive of, like some type of, is a person this or does it fall in this category? There's going to be an outlier on one side this way and one side that way. There is somewhere, like every conceivable like event that could happen, like of a person, is somebody somewhere has experienced that. So I think that's kind of a cool concept. And yeah, you know, we also kind of hear the term wanderer, nomad wanderer. I definitely could say I resonate with the term wanderer. I feel like my life has definitely been one of wandering, really just a journey of exploration to experience all different types of situations, things, people. I just love gathering data. I'm just a very curious person by my inherent nature, personality. And so I've been doing a lot of that. I've unplugged from the system. I chose to vote. My vote is what I participate in, where I spend my money, the companies I support, the services, even the words I use and the people I interact with is my way of voting. So I would say that's kind of how I identify as the modern nomad. So yeah, definitely I would say I am a nomad / wanderer. And what would be my advice to new wanderers? Although I guess the word new is kind of ironic because everything is timeless. I guess it really comes down to the remembrance of true essence, so to speak. And I would say to those people, enter your heart space. Notice the difference in consciousness of your awareness when you are entering the heart space. and then get in contact with your guides, because you do have many guides, and follow that intuition, follow those guides, and be resilient no matter what. Love and laughter are your shield, and then also be patient. That's definitely a big lesson that I've come here to learn, is patience. And everything is a choice. So use your choice for love and connection. I feel like there's a lot of bliss in that everything is connected. The separateness is an illusion. And with that, allows for an opportunity for complete forgiveness and the ability to constantly exude compassion.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Cap. Thank you. Thank you. There was a wonderful, you ended on the word compassion, and there's this wonderful idea about 3 words, sympathy can be, I understand how you feel. Whereas empathy can be, I actually feel how you feel. But compassion is, I feel how you feel, how can I help? And so these higher frequencies, right? And in both of those, the empathy and compassion are both cities. So it's just a nuanced difference, just coming at it from a different perspective, right? And they're all the cities are even pointing to the absolute truth. They're pointing to awareness itself, which cannot really be defined, because even using words to represent something is interpreted different ways. So it's ineffable, you know, that's what we are. It can't be described. There's the superhero right there, right? Just points to, doesn't say what kind of superhero, it's the ultimate superhero. And we're all pointing to it, all of them.
And I actually need to head off the call, but it's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Very much enjoy connecting
I
with
think
all of
another
you.
part of the question was if that new Earth vision that you have, like, how do you see us getting there?
That's a good question. Let me think about that one for a second.
That was just the second part of the first question
Oh,
that we
okay.
kind of skipped.
How do I see us getting there? It really ties into the third piece, which is following our intuition, following our guides, coming from the heart space, entering the heart space awareness, consciousness, and really it's about the focus where the energy attention flows, or energy goes where attention flows. That's what I would say would be the answer to that. Energy goes where attention flows.
Yep.
We are infinite beings, and we can manifest our reality. And so reality is just a collection of our manifestations. So when we're in a harmonic resonance and we manifest this same reality, then that's what's going to come.
Yeah, we'll make Thursdays the Feed the Good Wolf.
Yes, feed
Thursdays.
the good wolf.
Feed the good wolf. Well, you guys got to take off, Nate and Lyra.
Yeah, I'm going to head out as well.
Yeah,
But, much love to everybody, and I look forward to what we can co-create together in the very near
future. It's happening.
We've had a wonderful meeting with all of you. This is just so energizing and wonderful. And let's just keep the momentum going. Keep the wolf every day.
That's right.
Powerball.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You have a great afternoon.
Everyone too.
Love you guys. See you.
Yes.
See you
Love you
soon.
too, Dave.
I'm still listening. I was doing yoga, but yeah, let's say goodbye to those guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think we've been over 5 hours now, so it's a short call this week.
Jeffrey is still here.
Yeah.
He's always got some wise closing words usually.
Yeah.
And then I don't know where that leads us, but yeah, it does look like we're kind of closing up shop soonish.
It's okay. It's a continuum. It's not gonna.
It's beautiful though.
It's not gonna stop between Thursdays. That's for sure. Lots of other meetings in between.
That was very interesting.
But yeah, this was a fun call. I really liked, and I was really glad to see the other David show up. That was nice, a wonderful contribution. And Angela, oh my gosh, another new bright light. So yes, if Jeff, if you have any words of wisdom, or if you'd like to say something.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in a complicated place to deal with this, but anyway, I've been listening. It's taking in the side of it. It's probably noisy where I'm at, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I've enjoyed it. And just trying to figure out better ways to connect and how to move things forward.
Yeah.
Maybe next week will be easier for me. At some point, I'd like to get into a discussion of basic fundamental philosophies.
I'm happy to do that. That would be wonderful, Jeffrey. We've been needing our water discussion too, so
Right.
let's really try to get that done in this next week, where we can get into the deeper aspects of philosophy, because that's what I was raised on. It was mostly nonfiction.
I've had to reinterpret things for myself to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. We can, everything is fixable, like I said, because everything is possible simply because all limitations are temporary. So we can do that. We can get there.
I'm also interested in that for sure. Philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jeffrey, continue, please.
But I've just basically, well, part of my agenda, or what's the path to get to what I want for results? And part of it's to understand consciousness more thoroughly. And so I've come up with a whole conjecture about how we might understand it better. And it's starting from Taoist starting point. And anyway, I need a place where I can put up some visuals to work from, probably to do justice to it.
Well, we do have a group on this. It starts from, it comes not from the Taoist, but from the non-dual perspective. And there's a group called, well, it's a Facebook group, so that's not always everybody's cup of tea for now. It'll be moving off to some other platforms at some point. But it's from the Conscious Cafe non-duality group. And there's some amazing posts there, especially Brett, who was on the call much earlier, a couple of times today, which is, we had a Brett sighting today, which is wonderful. But he's been posting some wonderful stuff from Rupert Spira, and we've had many long dialogues about a lot of different non-dual teachers. And from that, all these other interpretations of reality, they're all in there. But this one seems to be the closest thing that we've come to characterizing awareness or consciousness with using words, right? And experience. And it's really founded in that experience. So we have also have a meetup that meets on Sundays. You're in Utah, right?
Right, Mountain Time.
Yeah, so you're in Mountain Time. So it would start at 7:15 a.m. on Sundays. But it's a non-dual group that meets online. So, and we usually watch a Rupert Spira question and answer. Sometimes we'll do one of the guided meditations from him. We studied the language of non-duality. It makes it easier to comprehend all of the philosophical traditions and science, which is beautiful.
Sounds good. Yeah, I haven't ever found a Telegram group. I keep hearing references to it, but I don't have a connection to that.
Okay.
I'm very familiar with Telegram. I do have it set up on my phone, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, we'll get you added to the Awaken Dream Synergy group, at least that one.
I
And
did a request on Facebook.
okay. Okay. Yep. There's Facebook for it too. So I gotta see if I can add, or Michael can add. Michael, can you add him? Let me see if I can add. What's your identification on Telegram, Jeffrey?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I don't know, what does it typically use?
Usually it's an @ symbol before whatever your name is or ID is, whatever you want to call yourself. Like if I want to point somebody to my Telegram profile, I just do say over the, like in Clubhouse, just go to t.me/@axiom0 or axiom0. Actually, you don't have to put the @ symbol. That's only when you're referring somebody else, I think. But, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my phone number in there for reference, but I don't know. I'll have to do some exploring on that. I haven't used Telegram very much.
Okay.
But I can work on that one in a better location to do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, when you're on, yeah, it's no @ symbol when you're just doing that web link to connect with somebody. So I'm gonna pop my thing in the chat one more time.
Sure.
Just reach out to me on Telegram, and there's the link to reach me is under, where it says Telegram. And we'll get you added.
Yeah, and Mark, have we heard from you?
So I use LinkedIn a lot more. I'm more familiar with that. So
Yeah.
I do a message through there when I'm where I can deal with this better.
Okay. Yep. I can send you that. Good. We're connected on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way for me to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've used Telegram for a couple different groups, but we migrated back off it pretty fast over to Discord.
Yep.
And I haven't used Discord that much either, so.
Yeah.
Still novice in that domain.
Well, there's a bunch of others too. They're out there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Michael, do you have any closing words?
Yeah, have we heard from you? Have you said your like the questions for Denise?
Oh, I filled out the form before, and I'm going to fill it out again. Plus, she's interviewing me tomorrow, so we're going to go through them in detail. I'll probably reserve those for after that dialogue, because more will come out in dialogue. It always does. And yes, I want to take a non-dual approach to the new Earth nomad, as well as what the new Earth looks like. I did put one comment in the chat today about uncovering the synarchy, because it's already there. Heaven on earth is already here. Different dimensions aren't necessarily a different space time. They're outside of space-time anyway. So they're there waiting to be uncovered. It's not like we have to find them, build them, or create them. We have to uncover them with this technology. And that's why nomads, where they share this consciousness and they keep running into new contexts. I know David Boville said about the hitchhiking of the journeyman. Yeah, I was just blessed to hitchhike 250,000 miles in the Western Hemisphere alone before my 25th birthday. So there's a lot of learning how to talk with anybody about anything. That's a way we start coming together as a collective consciousness.
Yeah, true. You gather all these translation pieces. You have glimpses into cultures where you have to kind of adapt in order to be part of them, and then you see the bigger picture in some way and see the patterns, how all of those are basically just the same thing in different flavors in a way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Everything's
I definitely like the journeyman approach. I heard that part of that talk. So it was really buy into that idea.
Yeah.
I've had apprentices in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty rewarding to see them grow and thrive.
Yeah, definitely. Well, all right, guys.
But David, like, if you still have anything to say right now, would be the time. Sorry for interrupting you earlier. But yeah, if you were incomplete or anything.
Well, he's doing his yoga too right now.
Yeah, I think. But he's there.
Yeah, he pops in.
Yeah, I'm always here, so it just takes a while to get the phone out of my pocket and then unmute and then start the video. I just like run my bath. Yeah, this is. I get in flashbacks, Mark, to the other day when it's 10:15 here at night, and I was like, I'm gonna go, Mark. And I tried it. It's like being married to you. It's like, I'm gonna go. Yo, you hang up. No, I hang up. You hang up. and we were there, like we're gonna go now. This is the last thing. There's one last thing I want to ask you, Mark, and then it'll be another 4 hours.
That's right.
We're talking to 2:30 in the morning. It's crazy. That was funny. I was getting flashbacks. So this time I really am going. This time, yeah, I think we're gonna. I really need to get some sleep.
Right.
but yeah, it's great seeing you again, and thanks everyone.
Just love you all. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
Good
love
night.
you. Good night. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night, all.
Good night. Bye.
See you next week.
Yeah. See you.
If not before.